Some people start life already moving, not because they are faster, smarter, or more deserving, but because the ground beneath them is already tilted forward. Doors are closer together. Mistakes don't fall as hard. Time feels flexible, like something you can waste and still have more of later. Others start life standing still, not from lack of effort, but because every step requires permission. From money, from distance, from rules that were written before they were born and will still exist after they are gone. This difference rarely announces itself. It doesn't show up as cruelty. It shows up as normal. A child grows up thinking the world is safe enough to try things. Another grows up learning how to calculate risk before curiosity. Both believe this is just how life works. And that belief settles in early. That is why invisible advantages are not loud. They don't brag. They hide inside routines, inside accents, inside the confidence to speak without rehearsing, inside the assumption that tomorrow will probably be okay even if today goes wrong. When people talk about success, they often talk about decisions. Hard work, discipline, mindset. But decisions don't float in empty space. They are made inside environments that either forgive mistakes or punish them permanently. Some places forgive you for failing. Others remember it forever. In one part of the world, quitting a job is seen as brave. In another, it is seen as dangerous. In one place, asking questions makes you look curious. In another, it makes you look disrespectful. These are not personality traits. They are adaptations. Humans adjust to where they are placed. If you grow up where systems mostly work, you learn to trust them without thinking. You expect electricity to come back. You expect documents to be processed. You expect fairness often enough that it feels natural to plan long term. If you grow up where systems fail quietly, you learn something else. You learn backups. You learn shortcuts. You learn to rely on people more than processes. You learn to solve problems in the moment instead of designing the future. Neither mindset is wrong, but they lead to different lives. The world tends to reward one more than the other, not because it is better, but because it fits the structure already in place. Think about confidence for a moment. Confidence is often mistaken for personality, but most confidence is environmental. It grows when your effort usually leads to results. It shrinks when effort feels disconnected from outcomes. If you try 5 times and succeed 3, confidence grows quietly. If you try 5 times and nothing changes, something else grows instead. Caution, doubt, silence. Over time, this becomes identity. People who grew up surrounded by opportunity don't feel lucky. They feel normal. Their confidence doesn't feel like confidence. It feels like realism. They assume things will work because they usually do. People who grew up surrounded by obstacles don't feel unlucky. They feel careful. Their hesitation doesn't feel like fear. It feels like wisdom earned the hard way. This is how invisible advantages protect themselves. They disguise themselves as personality differences. Even ambition behaves differently depending on where you are born. In some places, ambition is expansive. It reaches outward. It imagines scale. In other places, ambition is protective. It focuses on stability, on survival, on not falling backward. Neither is small. They are responses. But when the world tells stories, it often praises one and ignores the other. History books love the idea of individual greatness. They struggle with quiet context. It's easier to point at a person than to explain the invisible web holding them up. The same is true today. When a country rises, people look for leaders, policies, moments of genius. They rarely look at coastlines, climate, access, neighbors, or the long accumulation of small advantages stacking over centuries. And when a country struggles, the story becomes moral. Lazy, corrupt, broken, as if struggle is a personality flaw rather than a condition shaped over time. Geography is not destiny, but it is a powerful editor. It decides which options make it onto the page and which never get written. Landlocked countries don't fail because they lack ambition. They face higher costs before they even begin. Regions with harsh climates don't struggle because people work less. They spend more energy just staying alive. These realities shape culture slowly, like water shaping stone. No single moment explains it. No single person causes it. It just becomes the background music of life. And here is where self-doubt enters quietly. People born into environments that move slowly often internalize that slowness. They begin to feel behind even when they are doing everything right. They measure themselves against standards designed elsewhere by people playing on different terrain. That comparison creates a particular kind of exhaustion. Not physical, mental. The feeling that no matter how hard you push, you are catching up to something that keeps moving away. Meanwhile, people born into momentum rarely notice it. They attribute progress to effort, because effort is visible and momentum is not. The road feels flat when it has always been downhill. This is not an accusation. It's an observation. No one chooses where they are born, but everyone builds a story to survive it. Some stories say, if I work harder, everything will change. Some say, if I stay careful, I won't lose what little I have. Both are reasonable. Both are shaped by experience, not imagination. The danger begins when we treat these stories as universal truths instead of local adaptations. When one way of surviving is mistaken for the correct way to live, entire groups of people begin to doubt themselves for responding appropriately to their reality. And that doubt is heavy. It slows thinking. It narrows vision. It makes people second-guess instincts that were built to keep them alive. But there is something quietly powerful here too. People who grow up without invisible advantages often develop skills that don't show up on resumes. Reading rooms, navigating uncertainty, solving problems without instructions, building trust instead of relying on systems. These are not weaknesses. They are strengths that the world rarely measures properly. The future may not reward them yet, but the future is not finished. As systems become more complex and less predictable, the ability to adapt, improvise, and think laterally becomes more valuable. The skills built in unstable environments may end up being exactly what stability lacks. This doesn't erase inequality. It doesn't romanticize struggle. It simply reframes the story. You are not slow. You are navigating different terrain. You are not behind. You are carrying weight others never had to consider. And if you feel conflicted, unsure whether to blame yourself or the world, that confusion makes sense. Because the truth sits in between. We are shaped by where we are born, but not trapped by it. Yet escaping its influence takes time, awareness, and often help that doesn't arrive when it's most needed. Understanding invisible advantages doesn't fix the world, but it sharpens perception. It replaces shame with context. It turns self-blame into clarity. And clarity, once it arrives, changes how you move. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but enough to matter. So, if this stayed with you longer than you expected, don't let it end here. Some ideas only make sense when you hear them twice, from a slightly different angle. The next video doesn't answer this one. It complicates it. And once you notice that, you'll start seeing the world move differently. Click on the video. We love you.